Hello, this is Nalita Lassette Bessom, teacher of students who are blind and visually impaired. And at a request of one of my students, I am doing this session on using VoiceOver with an app called Spreaker. Just want to preface that the Spreaker app is not very accessible with VoiceOver. However, because there are several students who are interested in it, I said I would do a session on doing a recording with Spreaker and how to work around it with VoiceOver. At another time, I will do a session on another app that is accessible with VoiceOver for doing recordings, and that is Hawkeye. But with the Spreaker, you are able to do your podcast and to have it published on your webpage, so that is an advantage of using the Spreaker. And there are a couple of ways to get around some of the accessibility issues, so we're going to talk about that today. First thing I'm going to do is turn on my iPad, and I have it set to triple click to get VoiceOver on. So I'm going to triple click the home button,
sound
and
drop.
You can hear that
Double
it's on.
Tap to open.
I'm going to flick over to my Spreaker app.
Sonoflex, Spreaker.
Double tap.
Spreaker, about, button.
Okay. And the next I'm going to do
what are you
is
looking for? Browse
I'm
live
going
podcasts.
to flick, single finger
button.
flicked.
Browse pod broadcast.
Until I get
button.
to the broadcast button, and I'm going to double tap to select it.
Broadcast. Home. Back button.
I have a choice to go to either to record an episode or to save episode. So I flick
button.
over single finger to get to record episode, and I'm going to double tap to select that.
Broadcast. Broadcast.
Okay,
Back
I am
button.
now going to
broadcast. Rec
single flick
button.
to the button that's the rec,
double
that's
tap
the recording
to start
button.
Recording.
It's not going to start recording immediately, so I'm going to double tap. And the reason that I'm saying it's not going to start recording immediately is that the VoiceOver voice will come on once you start recording, and we're going to turn off the voice when we're really ready to record. So right now, it's on the broadcast page, and it says rec button, double tap to record. We're going to leave VoiceOver on still and double tap.
Start a recording.
Cancel. It then takes us
button.
to another screen, and that's the screen where we will be recording shortly.
Podcast.
I'm flicking over
Tab.
the podcast because I'm not doing a live recording.
Selected. Podcast. Tab. 2 of 2.
And once it says selected podcast, 2 of 2, so it was either live or podcast, flick down.
The podcast will be recorded on your device. At the end, you will be able to listen to it and then choose to publish.
Okay. I'm going to flick over to the Start Rec button. Now, once I select that button, it's going to take me to another page. And in order for me to do a recording on that page, I'm going to have to double tap on that button. So I'm going to want to turn off the voice for VoiceOver because it will record the VoiceOver voice saying that it's recording. Now, the thing with that next page, so I'm now on that Start Rec button. I'm going to turn it off by using a 3-finger double tap. Okay? And then, so we're going to go by memory. I'm doing a 3-finger double tap on that Start Rec button to turn off the voice, and then I'm going to do a single finger double tap on the Start Rec button because it's going to begin to record. Now, it will take me to another page where I will begin to record. But right before I begin to record, I'm just going to flick my finger to the right one time because it'll bring me to the button that will stop the recording. The unfortunate thing about going to that next page after you press that Start Rec button is that the stop is not immediately on the stop button as with a lot of the apps when you're doing a recording. So if you want to make sure that you double tap to stop the recording, you're going to have to flick one time. So I'm going to turn off the voice, and then as soon as it gets to the next page, I can begin to do my recording of my podcast. But right before I do that, I'm going to do one single finger flick. So even if I don't hear it, because I'm going to have the VoiceOver silenced, but still operating so that I can do my 3-finger double tap to turn it back on when I'm ready. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to turn off the VoiceOver voice for the moment.
Speech off.
Okay, and that was with using my 3-finger double tap. And now I'm going to begin recording by double tapping with 1 finger. Okay, I am now in record mode, and that next screen brings me to a broadcast page. The VoiceOver is on the broadcast button, and it's not on the stop button for recording. So while I'm recording, and it's already recording on that page on the iPad, I'm going to flick 1 time so that I can make sure I'm on the stop button. So as soon as I get to that page, I've gotten to the broadcast page, I'm flicking 1 time to make sure that I am on the stop button. And I've already begun my recording. We're going to replay it and we're going to hear it. Now we are going to stop the recording, and I'm just going to double tap on the screen, even though I don't hear my VoiceOver prompts, because I don't want the VoiceOver voice to go into my recording. Okay, now I have stopped it, and now I'm going to do my 3-finger double tap to turn the voice back on.
Speech on.
Okay, and you just heard speech on. And I'm going to then flick to
episode details. Heading.
Episode detail.
Episode information. Insert the title.
Insert the title.
Text field.
Now,
double tap to edit.
This is the text field where I would double tap, type in my title. The next tells me 58. How long this is, 58 seconds.
August 9th,
single finger flick. It tells me when I did the recording. And
listen.
This is the listen, but I'm going to flick to get to the listen button. Okay? Double tap.
Stop.
Okay, I am now in record mode, and that next screen brings me to a broadcast page. Okay, and it's on the stop button still. I'm going to just double tap. So you hear this is the recording that we're doing.
Play.
Okay. I'm
21%. 0. 12. Publish.
Okay,
button.
So I can go to publish it. Okay, and VoiceOver can be on so that I can hear what I'm supposed to do and type and all of that. Or delete. I'm going to flick to delete, which is what we're going to do, because the episode that we're going to publish is the one where I'm speaking about how to do this. So I'm going to double tap and choose to delete.
Alert.
And it's saying, are you sure? And I'm flicking to delete this episode. I could flick again, cancel, and it will bring me to the cancel, but I'm going to flick back
delete this
and
episode.
Double tap to choose to delete this episode.
Broadcast. Okay. Rotate your device
so
to get a full
I am now back
console.
On
Rec.
the page for broadcasting.
Double tap to start recording.
If I wanted to do another recording, I just flicked back to it. Or I could just go back, if I continue to flick back, to go back to the previous screen. So this is the way to do a recording, a podcast recording, not the live one, using the Spreaker. So as I said, it's not 100% accessible. So it's not the best app because of that. But there are ways to get around it using VoiceOver. So long as you turn off the VoiceOver voice by triple clicking twice, so double tapping with 3 fingers, double tapping to turn the VoiceOver voice off, and then with the 3 fingers double tapping to turn the VoiceOver voice back on. And this is the end of our podcast for using Spreaker with VoiceOver to do a podcast. Thank you.